Are you making the same mistakes over and over? Do you feel like you're learning nothing from your past decisions? The answer is simple. Record every important decision you make. When the results come in, compare your predictions against reality. Why does this work? This slide explains it all. The human brain rewrites past decisions to suit its own convenience. It falsifies memory. I knew it would turn out this way. This is the root cause of repeating the same mistakes. A decision journal prevents this falsification. Because it records your thinking at the exact moment of decision, there's nowhere to hide. The gap between fact and prediction becomes crystal clear. As Philip Tetlock and Dan Gardner demonstrated in their book Super Forecasting, people who record their predictions in advance and practice reviewing them consistently show dramatically sharper judgment than those who don't. This isn't luck. It's the result of the habit of recording and verification making your thinking patterns visible. At the core of this system is the culture of recording and reflection that Ray Dalio practiced in Principles, and the practical format systematized by Shane Parrish of Farnham Street, combining insights from behavioral economics, is the decision journal I'm introducing today. And this is achievable. On the day you make a decision, take 5 minutes to write it down. When the results become visible, open that note and compare it against reality. This will transform your decision-making. Today, let me show you the science behind it. Why do people repeat the same failures? The answer is hidden in a specific trait of the brain. It's called the hindsight bias. After learning the outcome, our brain creates the illusion that we knew it all along. After a business fails, we convince ourselves, I sensed the danger back then. After a hire succeeds, we rewrite the memory. I felt they were promising from the start. This isn't intentional deception. It's an extremely common illusion, and if left unchecked, it blocks all learning. That's exactly why recording in advance is the solution. This phenomenon has been confirmed repeatedly in experimental psychology since the landmark 1975 study by behavioral economist Baruch Fishoff. Nobel Prize-winning economist Daniel Kahneman also explained its importance extensively in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. Here's the problem. You can't learn anything from a biased memory. If you believe you already knew it, there's no room for improvement. The opportunity to learn is permanently lost, and the same mistakes are quietly repeated. Recording is the only weapon that breaks this illusion. So what exactly does a decision journal record? This slide has everything you need. It's a format championed by Shane Parrish of Farnham Street and practiced by many investors and executives. 6 elements, recorded as a single entry. Element 1, the content of the decision. Write the facts simply. I decided to take on a new project. I turned down a job offer. Element 2, the situation at the time of the decision. Include the context, constraints, and your emotional state at that moment. Were you tired, under pressure, short on time? These become critical clues later. Element 3, the predicted outcome. This is the most critical element. Don't write it'll work out. Write it as 60% probability that sales will increase by 20% in numbers and probabilities. Recording in probabilities rather than feelings makes later verification dramatically more accurate. Additionally, noting, what if you don't do it? And alternative options raises the quality of verification. Element 4, the rationale for the decision. Why did you make that decision? What information did you base it on? Record the people you referenced and any counterarguments as well. As Kahneman, Lavallo, and Sibony emphasized in their 2011 Harvard Business Review paper, the quality of judgment is determined by the quality of the process. Element 5, the actual result. Record it when the outcome can be observed. Sometimes that's 1 month later. Sometimes it's a year later. When you make the record, decide in advance when you'll review it, based on the type of decision. Element 6, the lessons learned. Analyze the gap between prediction and reality and put into words the patterns you can apply to your next decision. Recording these 6 elements takes 5 to 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes will fundamentally transform the quality of your decision-making. Do you know Ray Dalio? He's the man who built Bridgewater, founded in 1975, into the world's largest hedge fund, with $160 billion, approximately 24 trillion yen, in assets under management. At the heart of his organizational culture was the recording of decisions. Dalio kept records of every important decision and its outcome. Decisions that worked, and every decision that failed, all of them. He called this the issue log and built a system for the entire organization to track mistakes. And instead of being ashamed of failed decisions, he defined them as learning opportunities. If you accurately diagnose problems and failures, they become valuable assets, he said. This mindset produced 40 years of accumulated records and lessons. That system was revealed to the world in 2017 through his book, Principles. What's important is that this isn't a story about talent. Dalio also went through a string of failures at the start. In 1982, he completely missed his market prediction and drove the company to the brink of bankruptcy. But he recorded and analyzed that failure thoroughly. That's why he could apply it next time. This isn't a scientifically verified cure-all. It's a practical approach of record and verify that Dalio ran in his own company for years. But its essence is a universal process anyone can start practicing today. Recording transforms failure into an asset. What is the greatest value of a decision journal? It's the ability to discover your own biases. As you build up records, patterns emerge. Pattern 1, overconfidence bias. A prediction you wrote, "This project will be done in 3 weeks," actually took 8 weeks. If this keeps repeating, you have an overconfidence bias. In other words, you tend to consistently make overly optimistic estimates. Pattern 2, emotional bias. Looking back at your records, you may notice that decisions made when you were rushing right before a deadline have a high rate of regret. You'll see that your judgment tends to distort during certain emotional states. Pattern 3, confirmation bias. You're only writing down information that supports your belief that things will succeed. You're not recording counter-arguments. As psychologist Raymond Nickerson demonstrated in his 1998 paper, confirmation bias exists extremely widely and deeply in human thinking. Nassim Taleb wrote in his book, The Black Swan, "What we don't know is the most important thing of all." A decision journal is a tool that makes visible the judgment habits you haven't noticed in yourself. Awareness of these biases changes your next decision. The speed and scale of improvement varies from person to person. But without records, awareness never emerges in the first place. What are your biases? Without recording, you'll never know. You understand the theory. So how do you sustain the practice? Let's design a concrete system. First, the timing of recording. Within 24 hours of making an important decision, record it. This is critical. 1 week later, your memory has already started to be rewritten. When your emotions have settled, write it down in 5 to 10 minutes. Next, choose your tool. A dedicated notebook, Notion, or a spreadsheet. Any of these works. What matters is choosing a tool you can stick with. Digital makes searching and aggregating easier. Paper deepens your thinking through the act of writing. Choose whichever suits you. And then, the monthly review. Once a month, set aside 30 minutes and reread every record from that month. Create a list of the gaps between prediction and reality. Look for which decisions were too optimistic and which decisions were made when I was emotional. And there's something I want you to try right now. Use AI as a sparring partner. Enter your decision into ChatGPT or similar and ask, is there confirmation bias in my logic? And are there assumptions I'm overlooking? It's a powerful method that lets you simulate the thoughtful disagreement Dalio practiced in his organization on your own. Set a goal of maintaining records of at least 4 important decisions per month. That's a pace of 1 per week. The moment you feel this is an important decision, flip the recording switch. That habit will steadily transform your decision-making ability. Now let's organize the key points. Let's organize your decision-making evolution plan. First, record within 24 hours of making a decision. Write the 6 elements in 5 to 10 minutes. In particular, record predictions in number plus probability form. Not "it'll work out," but 60% probability of success. By recording before your emotions cool, you preserve your thinking before hindsight bias can creep in. Second, conduct a 30-minute review once a month. Reread the decisions you recorded that month and analyze the gaps between prediction and reality. Dig carefully into why was there a gap. This review is the core of making your judgment patterns visible. The speed of improvement varies by person, but without awareness, no change is born. Third, use AI as a critical reviewer. Before and after important decisions, input the content into AI and ask, is there confirmation bias in my logic? It's a modern method that lets you reproduce, on your own, the thoughtful disagreement Dalio practiced in his organization. And now, ask yourself this. What was the most important decision you made this month? Can you record it tonight using the 6 elements? Is there a decision from the past year that you regret? If you had a decision journal at that time, what would you have seen? Share in the comments how you plan to try keeping decision records. Your action plan, your questions, your insights, all of it becomes the wisdom of this community. Thanks for watching all the way to the end today. If you want to scientifically sharpen the quality of your decision-making, this channel is for you. At the Mastery Project, we take proven approaches, like the Decision Journal, and transform them into formats anyone can start practicing tomorrow. Every episode, we deliver tools that concretely improve your judgment, productivity, and learning ability, not just theory. Subscribe to the channel and evolve your decision-making through system. See you in the next one.